Okay, so let's do a walkthrough of where the fish shack is right now. It's a hot mess, but I'm in the process of doing changes and stuff still, or again, or whatever. But let's look at stuff. All right, so up here in this 29-gallon tank, I've got it temporarily housing some Juliachromis transcriptus and some Synodontis petricola. I've just got some of the watering spot caves, PVC, a rock or two in there just to give them some hides. Just a temporary little housing for them until I can get stuff moved around. Down on the bottom, nothing really to see down there. The 37, it's set up just to hold whatever. Right now I've got a hey, there's a crib in there. I did not know the crib was in there. There's a little cribensis, albino, or not albino, he's a, what do they call him, platinum or pink or whatever, Honduran red point, and it looks like one knife live bear is still in there. So the only one that I knew that was in there was the, we'll turn around here, Honduran red point. In the center here, this is my mess. This is the top up here, sitting on top of the tanks, which is stuff from the swap that I'm using for storage for right now. This building is also being used for storage, so that's a mess. This tank here, this is a 55-gallon tank. There's the rocks that the Juliachromis had. They're just in there holding them until I can get stuff set up. I got this tank, it was already drilled on the bottom, and I've plugged that one, sort of. It's made, I've got it plugged so that I can use it later if I want to. And this one right here I've set for a drain pipe going up. I'm water testing it now. I had it good, and they came in, it had leaked all the way out. The nut on the bottom up here had come loose somehow, so I'm testing that, and I've got that little cooler there to let me know if water drips in it. On the bottom down here, oh, where is he? There he is. This is Sausage's temporary tank. It's a 29-gallon tank, and he's just in there for now. I'll come back over here. Alright, so this is a 55-gallon tank, and you can't really see much of it because I've got this working area pushed up against it. But in here, I've got a collection of muck guppies, and the cribs are in here, and I've got a couple random swordtails. There's some plecos. It's running on an undergirl filter, and I've got some crypts and Anubias, and I think some stem plants in there too. Alright, on top up here, another 55-gallon tank. Got the Rio Otapa Helleri swordtails. I've got some Synodontis petricola, a handful of bristlenose. There's one hiding back in there under the sponge filter. This is the tank that usually my bristlenose breed in. I've got moved some of the plants in this tank. Alright, we'll come over here. The 36 bow front used to be here. I've moved it out, preparing for other things. And I was going to make a separate video on him, but looks like Ghost is making his debut here. This is a Ghost Plakat male beta, and he's beside this male beta. I forget what his name was. Got him in these little tanks here. The thing I like about these is they've got the sump area in the back, so you can put your heaters and your filtration, everything back there. It has the option for a clip-on light or one to set on top. They're here temporarily, and they'll have a different spot as I work with this area up here for something else. Down here on the bottom, I don't know that you can make it out, and you see in there a little bit. This is really a Pleco grow out blue jelly shrimp tank and a snail tank. The one in the middle here is a knife live bearer tank. And currently I have one fry that I saved from them. They are bad fry eaters. They love the taste of their own fry. But I've got one fry off of them. I'm using the scrubber here as a spacer for the hang on the back breeder box, or hang on the front breeder box. This tank here is my Xenotoca Doadrii San Marcos. Here they come. This little Godiad become more popular over the last couple years. And of course they're all hiding right now. See a couple males back here kind of doing their sparring thing, a female hiding off up to the front. Typical. Males fussing and stuff, and the girls just kind of hanging out, making fun of the boys. That tank's glass needs cleaned. I'll probably say that more than once in this video. Here are the Amatelania nanolutea. One of the common names for them is gold convict. I don't like the common name for them. These are a Kehr's fish. Let's come beside them here. Here are my Amatelania sahica, common name T-bar cichlids. These were added to the Kehr's list in February. And I can't decide, I haven't figured it out. I think the marks on their lips is from them lip locking, wanting to breed, but it also could be from them moving the rocks around. So I don't know, I may have to do something different with these. Come down to the bottom here. This tank is Zookineticus tequila, the tequila split fins. And I've got it planted with different types of crypts. All of the Godiads that I have right now are all on the cares list. This tank here, Amatelonia semtifasciata, and I do not see them anywhere. Oh, there's one hiding back behind that rock right there. Just past the wood. These are on the cares list also. Somebody wants to say hi. Okay, we'll get to those in a minute. I'll turn around here. This tank here had just been my bad luck tank. Well, one of my bad luck tanks. I have put probably 4 sets of black moss scale guppies in here. And I've got a few fry in here, but the adults, when they reach adult size, they pass away. And I'm not sure what the issue is. I also keep in here my one remaining Limia melanogaster, and if she will slow down and focus on her, my remaining female, what is it, the black belly live bear, the Metallicus. Yeah, black belly live bear. I'm horrible with the scientific name on that one. I haven't learned it yet. I believe it's like Metallicus. Next tank over. Let's see. This is the Dumbo eared dragon guppies. And then if it'll focus on that pair right there, that one's not a guppy. And her male is right there with her, those two there. Horrible focus. Come on. It likes to focus on the guppy grass. The guppy grass is doing great for me in that tank. Anyways, those two that refuse to focus on right there, those are a pair of little platies, Xiphophorus milleri. I believe the milleri is also on the cares list. In this tank also I have, you see back there, right in the center of the screen there, orange shrimp. That one looks a little red. There's one back behind that shell. A couple back behind the shell. Some orange shrimp. And a big rabbit snail. And the ram's horns are trying to take over too. Moving to the side here. Here is some Xiphophorus variatus. I believe this is the blue coral high fin variety. And I've got some moss and guppy grass, Sawasser tang, a little bit of Anubias in this tank. Moving next door here. This is my blue-eyed lemon pleco. And if I can get it to focus, the half black pastels, half black pastel guppies. There's also some Blue Dream shrimp in there. And I'm sure they're buried down in the substrate, but this is my assassin snail tank. So you can see they've got some visitors right now. But that's why this tank isn't covered up in ram's horn and bladder snails, is because the assassins do a pretty good job. They get visitors fairly often. This tank here, there is the father Honduran red point. I think he has about 4 fry left, and he refuses to let any other fish live in his tank, and that's why his sibling is in the 37. Got a bit of a what is it, cyanobacteria problem in this tank. Coming next door here, I have a male Xiphophorus pygmaeus. I don't know why I can't keep females alive. This is my second try at it, and I'm lost the female again. So we'll just keep trying and figure out what I'm doing wrong. This tank also has, you can see one hiding on the bottom of the sponge filter there, barely. Super red bristlenose. And the last tank in this row here I've got cherry shrimp, ram's horn snails, and up there at the top floating around you can see one little young Phalaeictes quadripunctatus, or the 4-spot Merry Widow. That's a really small live bear. I don't know where the rest of them are hiding, but there is, or was, a handful of them in there. And it looks like that is a tail of a pleco. Coming between those 2 rocks there. I didn't know I had any plecos in there. But it definitely looks like a pleco tail. Let's find out on camera. That is definitely a pleco. I did not know I had any plecos in that tank. Well, that's good to know. Okay, so let's go back down to the bottom level down here. This bottom level is designed to hold my 125 when it gets in here. If it ever does. I just keep adding 10s down here. The first tank here is empty. I just picked this one up at a swap. This tank here, I've got some hornwort in it. There are my green dragon plecos, some of them. And somewhere in there, I don't know if you saw them in the back, I've got Liberty Mollies. I've stirred up a mess in there. Alright, over here, this tank has American blue guppies. It has, I can see some fry there. I have some Santa Claus swordtails. I think there's some females still left in there. And then from the top here, you can see I've got some cherry shrimp in there. That one right there was a Rillie. Okay. This tank just has some mollies in it. Got some black and some, you can call it marbled or Dalmatian. Next door here, we got some Leilupa youngsters. Storage of stuff. Alright, so this rack, I've got 3 20 longs on it, and it's going to be my shell dweller tank, or shell dweller rack. I've got the multifasciatus at top, the multis. They've worked to bury their heater and apparently dislodged the filter. Not a fan of these. I like how they're stuck against the glass, but they don't stay stuck against the glass very long. Next one down here, Gold ocellatus. Another filter that has come loose from the glass. And the bottom is not shell dwellers, but it's going to be. This is really washed out Amatelonia nigrofasciatus, the black convict. That sand is not doing them any favors, so they're washed out pretty good. The Honduran red points, they're Amatelonia also. Alright, so come up here, kind of spin you around here. The tank at the top, I'm working on taking it out. As soon as I can get it out, the tank that's up front that's drilled will be going in this spot, and I'll be moving this one somewhere else. There is the Oscar. She's in this tank until I can get the 125 in here. I'm assuming it's a female. I don't know. And I haven't named her, but my brain keeps wanting to call her Pearl. Alright, here we have Xenotoca azani Rio Compostela. And these are the ones that I got at the Triple Crown with the certification and GPS coordinates. And alright, over here are some Amatelonia cana, another Charis species that just got added in February. And they're sharing their tank with a couple unidentified mollies. And I'm working on putting an underglow filter in this tank. I'm doing it the really hard way. I'm doing it the wrong way, but I'm doing it. Adding a little bit of gravel at a time, instead of just going ahead and doing it. Alright, so let's drop down to the bottom. In this tank here, I've got Xiphophorus calmani, swordtails, another Charis species. With them, I have a trio of Apistogramma McMasteri Super Redneck. And beside them, I've got some Apistogramma Axizii. I forgot the color more for those. They're like fire or something or another, but I'll have to look that up. And I've also got Phacelia butleri. I believe the common name on those are Pacific Mollies. I don't do so well with mollies. Alright, so here is more of the storage in this area. But let's come down here to this 65-gallon tank. In here, I've got the Amica Splendens, another Goodad. I've got Zebra obliquens. Now both of those species there are Charis fish, come from opposite sides of the world, but still Charis fish. And then, of course, some Synodontis petricola. I don't have a lot on this shelf, but we'll do our best. Let's see if that works. No, that's worse. Alright, so this is some Neolamprologus caudopunctatus, little Tanganyikan. Some people call it a shell dweller, but it's not. Here are some more of the half-black pastel guppies, and it's not focusing. Anyways, half-black pastels. Running a matin filter on that one. I also have a sponge filter in there for the moment. Over here in this tank, I really apologize for it being out of focus. Lamia perugiae. And there's the Neolamprologus similis that will be moving into that shell dweller tank on the bottom. Perugiae and similis. And then over here are my blue-tailed Goodeids. I don't have the scientific name of those memorized or written down. I think they're Taurii. Go up top here. Some more Dumbo Dragon guppies. I've got some white clouds. I'm just kind of holding a spot until a week or so that they can go outside. In here, we've got some least killifish. In this tank, I've got some, what you see in the center there coming at us is some Medaka rice fish. And then right there, we've got some, what are they, tiger teddy live bears. Down here in the gravel, some tiger teddies. Tiger teddies are one of the smallest live bears. Got a single Dumbo Dragon guppy there. Santa Maria Endlers and Blue Diamond Shrimp. Alright, running out of memory space, it says. So, I'll wrap it up here. It's a work in progress. Wanted to make a video so that I would have it for the future, so that I can keep up with where I'm at in which month. Leave your comments below, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'm getting back to work.